Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Thank you for joining us again for the week-ending edition of this program, Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Femi Ojo is my name, and I am very grateful. We are very grateful that you've done this with us and you're doing it with us all week. Thank you very much. Good morning, Evelyn.
Good morning, Femi. How are you doing today?
Very well. I'm alive.
Of course, it's the TGIF edition of Morning Spring, and we tend to douse things, the tension around here a little. And that popular saying that, especially when you are having a rough day and someone asks you and you're like, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I mean, that's the easiest challenge or problem anyone can have. If you knew you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, all you've got to do is give yourself 5 more minutes, go back to bed and turn to the other side and wake up again, and you're going to have
side.
Exactly. And you're going to have a good day. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. Thank you, like Femi said, for joining us again for the last installment of Morning Spring. It's going to be a great ride this morning, and we hope that you are ready for what we have in store for you.
Exactly. And, the issues of petrol scarcity is one thing that I refuse to go away. We learned the government yesterday by, at a meeting presided over by the vice president, because the number one is in China, doing some state duties. By the way, Kashim Shettima presided over the meeting that has, the Minister of Petroleum, Minister of State for Petroleum, and of course some of the guys in the oil sector. The NSA was even at the meeting. That is, by the way, all of these meetings that you always see the NSA, you want to imagine as the duty of the NSA being redefined. But then Nigerians wouldn't mind at this time anybody that would be instrumental to them having an easy life, having things, basic things available to them, not just having petrol as a luxury.
Yeah.
You need to see the precious time that people are wasting, just because they want to have access to fuel in an oil-producing nation. The one that happened like a month ago, we learned it was due to bad road, it was due to logistics. The issue before that was because some people refused to renew their license. And, we just see some petty, basic, and schoolboyish, if I may use that kind of language, excuse for people to turn up with these. And, we have been promised by weekend things should be sorted out. But the thing is this precious time that people are wasting, even by the weekend, if the petrol is not available, who returns it? Because these are some of the issues. You say you are coming to work, you already see people queuing up their cars, their motorcycles, even in the petrol station that have not opened by that time. Maybe they just had information that this petrol station will be selling. And you know what happens in Nigeria? The moment you see like 4, 3, 5 cars queuing up in a place, somebody will just say, oh, what are convertible? It's like they will sell these things there. Even when you are not sure, even the attendants are not yet at work. And these are some of the issues. But in Nigeria, nothing we give, nobody will be held responsible. Grammar, meeting, committees upon committee, and promises. And then you see that things will just fizzle out. And responsibility will never be put at anyone's table. These are our issues.
It is what it is, Femi, and all that scenario that you've painted reminds me of Mike Okere's song, "Time Na Money." Say use your time well, money no dey for. That song, and I wonder how much time Nigerians are wasting at this time, knowing fully well that they could have been put into something. I mean, the time could have been put into something more productive and bringing more money to them. How much has the state lost, or the country lost by people queuing in fuel stations? We talk about protests, we talk about strikes, and the federal government will come and say, oh, we lost so amount of money today. How much, can someone just put a figure to it and tell us how much we have lost?
That's
Because
it.
someone that is supposed to be somewhere making you good use of the time, being productive and earning money, making money, is somewhere at a fueling station queuing for fuel. Some people queue for 4, 5, 6 hours. I saw a video yesterday of a fueling station in Abuja, and the man in the car was videoing the length of the queue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
And on that queue, some people might be
Exactly.
like car 240. You are not even sure if actually, that sale will get
I think
you.
this should actually give any reasonable government a concern. They shouldn't sleep, because a lot of people are wasting away time, wasting away productivity, and it should give the leadership a thoughtful concern.
And these are some of the things we are told the removal of subsidy will take care of. Once there is no more need for payment of subsidy, everything comes into the country because, the government is not paying and people have to pay. There will be no more, queues like this. At least we've had like 3 or 4 in the last 1 year. In fact, this year, I think this is the 3rd time that we're having this kind of a thing. Who will be responsible for these? Who should I blame? But Nigerians will be the one to, sometimes you don't even want to blame the leaders, because we have some set of Nigerians that will still make excuses for the inefficiency of leaders. Okay, don't talk about them. Is it not funny, awkwardly funny, when you are complaining of things like this and your fellow Nigerian will tell you, is it the first time? Why do you want to, why are you people hating?
It happened in this
on the
particular administration, and
is it the first time?
Is the way people try to make
They
it
explain it away.
not even that, they try to make it a competition of failures.
Yeah.
I remember during the Buhari's administration, and we had some insecurity killings and bombings here and there. I remember one major stakeholder in the APC then come out to say, but we had something like this in the Goodluck Jonathan era.
And they begin to list.
So I'm like, is this a competition
United
of
Nations
failures?
house bombing, and then you see, as they say, after some time the thing will cast, because they won't be able to give the excuse. Some people are saying is 16 years of PDP, 8 years or 6 years of Goodluck Jonathan, and then the same people came to spend 8 years. The same party now is in power. You don't even know where the thing belongs. Oh, we inherited a dead horse of the economy, and then things are bad from a party that handed over to another party. We're not even talking party this morning. We're just talking about people being responsible, being culpable, being found to explain, and people should take responsibility. People that should hold them accountable. In fact, who should hold who accountable in this Nigeria right now? Because we are told, during the campaign of a particular presidential candidate, telling them to calm down. Before Kambale, they took the price of fuel to 200 naira. And Nigerians are asking, when exactly are you going to Bewale on this time? Instead of Bewale, this one is not even Bewa okay. Is this okay? Because from 200 naira, 165 naira, to what we have right now, you are not even sure if it's 65 naira, 1,000. And people are suffering. That's just the thing. There is no way to handle it. There is no way to explain it away. People are suffering, even in the midst of a supposed plenty. You know what they say about posterity? It will judge everybody according to what they have done. We'll go on this quick break. When we come back, we tell you how we read out the headlines for my major dailies. It's still Morning Spring. Stay with us. All right, guiding us, forward in this program, especially at this segment. Let me start from The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper, and it asks this: skilled workforce, construction site follow as a reverse migration, devaluation hit real estate. Construction sites follow as a reverse migration, devaluation hit real estate. And you can see some professionals, dropping tools, some tools that they have, and heading straight, in the direction of the aircraft. And you see a sign of exit with a building under construction and people living it. And now there's these statistics at 1 to 0.37 West African CFA franc. The Nigerian market has lost its attractiveness to foreign artisans from neighboring countries. Okay, that we are no more attracting maybe the best of hands from neighboring countries. But you know, if some might say maybe it's a good news, so that our artisans we have you know what to do, and foreign artisans, so to say, in the West African sub-region can go back to wherever they are coming from. But then I think the conversation should be broader, because there is a reason why some people, some construction companies, even some private individuals who want to do something, some craft, will go for some of these artisans from neighboring countries. You see people saying guys from Togo, guys from Ghana, guys from you know, Cote d'Ivoire, they are the ones that have the specialty about a particular thing. You know, it means artisans need to do better as well. But then maybe the opportunity, maybe this particular piece of information is not entirely a bad one. If those ones are going back to their country, let our artisans scale up their craft and then have what to do. You know, maybe this is Japa, those ones Japa there and they are Japa there, you know, from here back to their place. Moving on. My patience running out. Abga chair wants Soludo. My patience running out. Abga chair wants Soludo. Okay. Days after Mafa massacre, Boko Haram hit Yobe again. As bad as this piece of information is, the question, the inevitable that we should ask ourselves is, where is next? Because nobody's sure with these, you know, barrage of attacks on Nigerians and residents of this country, even on military formations as well. This is not the best of time. Federal government backtracks may lift age restriction for WAEC and SSC exams. Okay. And BOI raises 1.43 billion euros via syndicated global loan, and threat to PDP governance. NYLF Clark call for Wike's sack, arrest and prosecution. You already know why. Atiku fought Tinubu's focus on protesters above security reforms, and Nigerians bleeding from economic policies. YCE, MBA, doctors tell Tinubu. YCE is the Yoruba Council of Elders, MBA Bar Association, and doctors, they are telling the president that Nigerians are bleeding from economic policies. And petrol, federal government claims prices not being set. Anticipate availability by weekend. So much for anticipation. And bottom strip, concerns as Naira weakens to 1,639 per dollar amid fuel price hikes. What more can Nigerians take? Or better still, what more can Nigerians not take? Especially what we are seeing at this time. That will be all from the front page of The Guardian.
And from The Guardian, we move over to the Punch newspaper this time. On the Punch newspaper, the bold caption there, NNPC ties Dangote petrol price to forex rate. With the rider, NNPC begins lifting Dangote refinery petrol. September 15, vessels begin offloading queues worsen. NNPC ties Dangote petrol price to forex rate. That's the headline. And away from that, we have other headlines coming through on the Punch newspaper this morning. Terrorism financing, police to quiz Ajaero September 25. That's on page 7 of the Punch. PSP officials condemn members' arrest over land dispute. PSP officials condemn members' arrest over land dispute. Reps back ban on under 18 SSCE UTME candidates. So it's gradually looking like it, more like it. If you're under 18, you will not be able to write the SSCE or UTME exams. There are still concerns in some quarters asking what is the relevance of this ban on our nation's education. Is this what we should actually look out for at a time like this? 18 years old, Femi, a lot of people said, I was 16 when I got into uni and I did pretty well in the university. In fact, I personally, I thought people that were 18 when they got into uni were late kinda in their education. They were laid back in their education, because I had always thought that 16 was the normal age for entrance into higher institution. I mean, back then in secondary school, all my mates were 16, 15, 16, 17. That was the age range then.
Yeah.
So now pushing it to 18, people are asking, students do not write SSC or UTME once. Some people write 2, 3, 4 times, and add the ASU strike to it. You want us to have graduates at age 28, 29, and they come into a market space or a labor space where employers are asking them to be 24 or 25 with minimum of 2 years experience. How will that work? I mean, I have my concerns too, but also there are concerns of the maturity of students when they go into uni. But Femi, have you seen a stupid 20-year-old adult before?
Any age range can have that particular character.
So it's not really about age.
But some have said averagely, maybe 16 is okay,
But now we are seeing the reps back
because
in the
sometimes
band.
you've seen 13, 14-year-olds at UTME exams being, it's like they are being, babysitted by their parents, because they can actually, these are people that virtually they have never done anything on their own before. So I think the minister said, or is it JAMB registrar, that he went to an exam center and he saw parents seated. Okay, you need to put something here, and you see a father going from there, and more like, sit down. This is a child that you are preparing for university. There is some level of responsibility that
Femi,
the person should have.
That is
I'm not saying the parents should not bring them.
That is one center.
Evelyn, we have many of them.
Out of many centers, many of them. Right? That is one center out of many centers.
What will a 13-year-old be doing in?
I mean, 13 is low.
14.
14 is
What
low.
are you doing
Yes,
there?
15. If they can peg the age at 16, I think
16
it will be good. 16, you do 4 years in university. By the time you come out, you're 20, 21.
20,
you have your NYC, you're 22, and you can start applying for jobs. What happens when students graduate at age 16 from secondary school? They'll have to wait 2 years. What will they be doing?
Within that 2 years.
I think that particular vacuum, the Ministry of Education should look into it. Probably they bring up some, programs for them. Moving on, still on the pan, 63 TCN towers destroyed in 8 months. That's credited to the federal government. Massive flooding to hit 7 states soon, says government. You can find that on page 12 to see if the state you are currently in is part of the 7 states. ICPC grills Ngige over NSITF contracts. And at Edo 2024 polls, the governorship poll, APC chances getting brighter, says ex-speaker.
Right.
And PDP will ensure continuity in governance, says Igodalo. Those stories you can find on page 12 on the Punch newspaper this morning. That will be all.
All right, to talk further about the nation, we pick up the copy of the Nation newspaper. The Nation. Why Dangote refinery petrol is yet to hit market. Why Dangote refinery petrol is yet to hit market with a rider agreement on pricing template between firm government yet to be reached. All right, and we hope that one will not be another albatross, in the commercial rolling out of these particular products, because we have a history of celebrating something, especially when we are not ready to roll it out. People will be so excited. Even the same Dangote refinery, it was launched towards the tail of President Buhari's tenure, and it has taken almost a year now, more than a year. And okay, some products have been rolled out. Well, how about the PMS? The pricing, the agreement should not be the reason why I just have to wait, a bit longer than necessary. And inside, as the Shatima meets Lokobiri, Kiari, NMBPRA battles to end scarcity, restore supply sanity. NMBPRA battles to end scarcity. Interesting choice of words. When you hear battles, you think, some personnel on the road, in the air, on the highway, on the sea, doing everything they can to make sure this thing works right now, right here, and absolutely, interest in terms of what's there. Government rolls out sale of 30,000 metric ton of rice for 40,000 naira. Here we go again. Customs explains delay in import duty waiver policy. Interesting one. Rolling out of 30,000 metric ton of rice for 40,000 naira. I think we first heard it in August or in July. This is September 5, and the government is set to roll out, interesting one. Now, the picture here, just beside that, has the picture of the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Gunwusi, Jaja, the Imperial Majesty, of course, with some traditional chiefs as well at some function. Bottom Street prosecution of Britain, others for treason in order by a U.S. mayor and ex-British envoy. Take that again. Prosecution of Britain, others for treason in order. Say U.S. mayor and ex-British envoy. Top Street. How social media is feeling banditry by army. I guess we say Hausa. How social media is feeling banditry by army. Okay, you might want to pick up a copy of The Nation to see the reason. Emefiele, court fixes Thursday to hear applications on forfeited assets. And BOI raises 1.43 billion euros in global loan syndication. More stakeholders reject LP caretaker committee. And Lagos Chinese firm sign pact on 68-kilometer green rail line. Take that again. Lagos Chinese firm signed pact on 68-kilometer green rail line. And of course, you can see the gentleman there, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edun, representative of the Chinese company, and another gentleman there, having, showing the press the MOU. And, just like I said yesterday, on a lighter note, I hope this, because the front page is written in Mandarin, in Chinese. I hope somebody somewhere has interpreted these things to Mr. Jide Sanwo-Olu. We don't want to hear any funny story, because I can't see anything written in English here. All I'm saying is a Chinese language. All right. I hope everything is in order. That will be all from The Nation newspaper.
And from The Nation newspaper, off to the Vanguard, the Daily Trust, I beg your pardon, right. Daily Trust newspaper at this time. Naira crashes to 1,639 to the dollar at parallel market. Businesses disrupted as Kwara tricycle riders protest fuel price hike. That's happening in Kwara. Turaji must face justice. Northern elders tell federal government. And the big bold caption there on Daily Trust says petrol will be available weekend. This is credited to the minister, saying, and with the riders, a price hike shoots up costs of foodstuff. Beans hits 200,000 naira to a bag in Kano, Lagos. Femi, 200,000 naira to a bag. That's a bag of beans in Kano. It's amazing. And local rice goes for 140,000 naira in Kaduna. Dangote refinery to determine price October. It's amazing.
Local bag of rice, 120,000.
That for 140 for local rice.
For local rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beans 200,000 naira to
I'm not sure.
a bag.
Okay. Maybe we need to find out the kilogram. Maybe it's not the normal 50 kilogram. 140,000 naira for local bag. Because up there they have different measure, by the way. I can confirm. Maybe it's not just the 50 kilogram that we are used to, that we know, because there are bags that are longer, more than
the last check. The last check I did for rice was 90 something thousand, 94,000 thereabout. Right.
For 50 kilogram bag of
rice.
So, where did that survey happen? In Oshogbo?
In Lagos. So
Lagos.
Yeah. So
90 something thousand.
So we may be, and this thing is how government is disconnected from the people.
Yeah.
I
People's reality.
because people are saying this, you're saying that. I know that Mr. President has come out several times to say, you know, we understand your plight
They
and your
don't.
pain,
No.
but we
They don't.
need you to just endure for this time being. This is the labor time, and definitely when the good deeds are delivered,
Right.
we all will enjoy. You know, we are coming from an administration where the president wasn't talking much, and it's people felt, oh, he wasn't aware of the pains and sufferings of the citizens. Well, we are in an administration where the president says he's aware that things
I feel
have
your
gone
pain.
south. He's aware that, you know, a lot of things are not where they should be at this time, but
Is he?
let's just endure.
Are
We have
they?
to endure.
For how long?
But how many people will be alive to witness that good days that the president is talking about? It is those people that have food in their belly that can survive. People can't survive on stones.
90-somethings are thousand.
They can't survive on sand.
The same people.
They can't survive on just water.
Right.
And water in some places right now is expensive. When I mean expensive, it doesn't come cheap. They don't
For
have
how
water.
long
They have
can
to
you
buy
even survive
water.
on water? For how long?
So what is Mr. President telling us?
And all the leaders across board, actually.
Well, the buck stops on his table.
Right.
Terrorists enslaving us to work on their farms. Niger residents said. And 3 killed as building collapses in Kano. A sad one there.
Sad.
ICPC queries Ngige over alleged contracts, job racketeering. Burkina Faso issue new passport without ECOWAS logo.
Right.
So do you still think that there might be ways to bring back Burkina Faso into the fold, as you know they've gone ahead with this particular development? Now they are issuing new passport without the ECOWAS logo, and I think this is loud enough.
It is, especially for Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. You know, they have come together to say, you know what, we can do away with you guys. I think, you know, diplomatic conversation should be ongoing. And many persons have called on the leader at this time, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to say it was during your time that this crisis happened. We are not saying you are the reason. It was a joint sanction from, you know, the ECOWAS sub-region as well, because of the military interventions in this country. They have, you know, they had to put some sanctions on them. And those guys, you know, they weren't having it. They went off this ECOWAS sub-region to have something on their own. But I think, you know, everything starts from the table, everything ends on the table. But the thing is, maybe those 3 countries now might not be negotiating their comeback from a position of strength, because they made it to look like we can do without you. But then it's not just about these 3 countries. You all know, in international relations, there are other conversations that will be held. There are people that have given them assurance, especially from the bigger Western nations, to say, okay, guys, we have your back. So the conversation is beyond those 3 countries. They have allies. Everybody does. So it must be broadened. The conversation should be broadened beyond the scope of just come back, you know, to ECOWAS sub-region. They look at economic security. What do they have to gain? So I think the president at this time, who is the chairman of the ECOWAS, has a lot to, you know, to prove, to make sure the West African sub-region stays united, if there's anything like that.
All right, well said. That will be all from Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
And from that, we take it, we take this break right now. When we will come back. But before that, my colleague said something, and I've echoed it. Leaders, when will you turn up? When will you feel the heat that the people are feeling? The way they are feeling, you know, security on one side, the economy on one side, access to petrol, the money to even buy skins. The prices of things are skyrocketing every day. Many persons will say, this is not the renewed hope that you promised us. When exactly are we going to have the hope, the real hope, beyond the petty things that people are saying right now? You know, the jury is out. We'll be back. Stay with us.